A very good morning to one and all. Yeah, well, thank you. Good morning, one and all. We shall start. Just a minute. What is happening? I'll just stop share and again do it. This one share. Yeah. Now, today we shall be discussing about no types of consumer decisions, taking into consideration utility and its familiarity also. So, this is a matrix which is showing us decision approach by its utility significance, low or high, and familiarity, low and high. See, we have taken on x-axis the familiarity, and on the y-axis we have taken the utility. That is the significance or the usage, you can say. Okay. See, as the familiarity is low and the utility is also low, we call that block as no low utility and low familiarity. Now here, limited decision making is there. That is, they just take up as an experiment. Only a trial, a quick trial would be taken, and there are low stakes, no such profits and all, and form initial beliefs for future choices. So this is just a beginning, you can say. Initial setup would be done. Okay, so uh, you can say it's like an experiment base. Example, see, new snack or any candy if you are using, that would be no low utility, very less usage is there, and familiarity is also less. But as you move towards the familiarity and it is becoming high, but the utility is low, then we call that block as low utility and high familiarity. Now here it becomes an habit decision making because they have experienced it. They have made so many trials and all, then they have come to know that we can become famous, product would gain familiarity and all. So it becomes an habit decision. Okay. So automatic repeat and minimal evaluation is needed. So you need not spend much time in getting the alternatives and then evaluating it and then finding the best one. Okay. So minimal evaluation is needed, and it is like automatic repeat or repetition of your decisions can be done. It's driven by convenience and loyalty. So if you can catch up the loyalty of the customers, and because it is driven by convenience, okay, decision you can make it very easily. Examples: preferred soda. See, whenever you go to a restaurant, immediately you'll say, yeah, this, get this soda, because you know its utility and you are familiar with that product. Okay, like that table salt. Here, familiarity and low utility. When you see that the familiarity is low, but high familiarity is there, then it's a very high decision making phase. Okay, here extensive search is done. Lot of experts advised is seeked, and even opinions from the peer group is being collected. Okay, so extensive research because no, it's high utility is there. No, that's why high perceived risk. So even you have a risk of no losing your product or loyal customers, your profits, yeah, as such. And very, very careful evaluation has to be done, right? So examples are no first home, fine jewelry. So if you just want a first home, you do lot of, see, you will see. You won't see that whether it is familiar, or you will see its utility, where the kitchen is, where the bedroom is, how many racks are there, where I can keep my sofa, where I can keep my laptop table, and what. As such, you do lot of search, extensive search, and then you take the advice also, because it's a huge investment, isn't it? Consumer is buying in such a big asset, and has to spend a lot of money on that. So therefore, he would be looking at all these things and taking opinions from peer group, friends, family members, experts, and all. Okay. So this is thing. Then now, high utility as well as high familiarity. Yeah, it's no like you can take the example of no upgrading your car in your known segments. Yeah, you are taking up a Maruti and SUV, that's your known segment, and all. You will try to upgrade that. Yeah, so here already you have a car, but thing is only you have to upgrade it. So hence, informations would be there, and that you will be comparing with all the knowledge you have about the car. Okay, and like no moderate risk is evolved, and you will be evaluating not everything, SUV and a car. Yeah, SUV car. So therefore, you will be evaluating whatever the key characteristics are there, key attributes are there, key features are there. That only you will evaluate, and immediately you can take a decision. So this is high utility and high familiarity. So these are different types of consumer decisions. That is low utility, low familiarity, low utility, high familiarity, high utility, low familiarity, high utility, and high familiarity. Okay. Yeah. Now this will take an overview of view of levels of consumer decision making. That is CDM. See, purchases or purchase involvement varies with price, perceived risk, and personal significance. So we have seen yesterday also that purchase involvement would require, what you do when you want to purchase. It's a first thing, it's a human tendency that we look into the price tag, isn't it? So it depends on price and perceived risk. If I buy this, for how many days it will work for me, so that risk you will be calculating it, and your personal significance also, whether it is useful to now at this point of time, that also you will see. So that is purchase involvement always varies with price, perceived risk, and personal significance. Next, you have extensive problem solving, that we call it as EPS, wherein you will be dealing with no new and unfamiliar category of products or services. Then high stakes are there. Extensive search would be done, and criteria setting would be done, and you will think that, yeah, if you are buying the car for the first time, so your criteria, whether go you have to go for a sedan type or a SUV, yeah, then what category, all these things you will be looking into. That is extensive problem solving. Then we have a limited problem solving, that is familiar category, no fixed preference is there. Moderate search would be done within an evolved set of attributes. Okay. Then you have routine problem solving. So these are the three levels: extensive problem solving, limited problem solving, and routine problem solving. That is repeated purchases. You become a habitual buyer of that. You do lot of, no, you need not do lot of research. You do a minimum research for that, and it's an automatic choice. Now, what is the implication of all these levels of consumer decision making is you have to align tactics to involvement level. You have to educate the risk and reduce in EPS, and you have to differentiate in LPS, and you have to ensure and availability and reminders in RPS. Okay, this is this, as a marketer. If your product, no, you have seen that most of the consumers are in the category of EPS, extensive problem solving. You try to educate them, tell them that they can reduce the risk, okay, like that. And if they are comparing things, you have to make them Tell them that this is the difference between the product you are thinking about and what we are offering you all. Yeah. And if they are going for a routine problem solving, it is your duty to make them loyal customers, and hence we have to see that they are available whenever there is a demand, when they are asking you, and always remind them that this is the best, you have done the best choice and all. So repeat advertisements and all these things. Yeah, we'll see one after the other. That is extensive problem solving. See here, high involvement, unfamiliar or high risk purchases where consumers invest significant time and effort to search, evaluate, and decide. So here, what the consumers are doing, they are no, they have plenty of time. You can say because no, they are doing a lot of research, analyzing by collecting the data from wherever they get, from friends, from relatives, from peer group, from media, from wherever. No, they are trying to get the data, gather the data, then start evaluating it and then deciding it. No, it's very extensive. Their name itself is saying very extensive. Extensive research will be done in when they make purchases. So here, when it occurs, so usually when this EPS decision making comes, when this extensive problem solving comes, is see when they are not familiar with the product. Okay, the first time middle class people they are buying a car or they are buying a house. Yeah, then they do a lot of research. Yes, and high price performance or social risk. There is a social risk. If you're investing in a home and that investor flies away with the money, that risk is there. So therefore, they make a lot of research whether the land on which this house is built or the flats are built are legally accepted or not. Yeah, they'll see the performance, how many years it would be, what quality they have used in building that flat. Yeah, and whether the price is no very considerable one, very cheap and all when compared to the other in that same area. That all things would be there if the consumer is buying and he is not familiar with the product. So he does a EPS. Okay, extensive problem solving decision making. He tries to do. Then what the consumer behavior will be when he's dealing with this new product and unfamiliar product. See, he defines selection criteria and desired attributes. So, what his behavior would always be, no, he'll be having some parameters. Yes. So, if a new house, whether it is a double bedroom or a single bedroom or three bedroom, on the first floor, on the second floor, on the third floor, in this area or in that area, like that, no, he has his own selection criteria and desired attributes. He has in his own mind, no, so these things he would be just putting it on the paper. Then extensive information search. Now he starts searching online and offline also. Yeah. What is the cost in that area? Whether it is all legalized land or not. All that he will consider. And offline also. No, he goes to the neighbors and ask. Yeah. And the contractor who is building that, he asks everybody. Those who bought the house, to them also he will consult. Then consider many brands, longer decision time. So he considers many brands, no, many ventures are coming, even in getting flats also. So he will see all the ventures, he'll compare all the ventures, he'll compare all the prices of those ventures, the quality they are using, yeah, how spacious they are, how ventilated their flats are, all these things he'll be doing. So it takes time. He cannot make it in one day or 2 days or 1 month. It may sometimes be no in years too. Okay, seek expert advice. Yeah, here he'll be very cautious about the money he's investing. No, so he'll be very cautious. He'll take advice of the experts, reviews also, and ask the peer also. Yes, so that his behavior would be as such. Now, what the marketer has to do, what the marketing implications when dealing with people who are in dealing with extensive problem solving. Okay, you have to educate them. Yeah, you have to guide them. You have to give some demonstrations. You have to give them explanation and compare the products, and whatever the questions they are asking, you have to clarify. That is the first thing. Second thing is reduce the risk, warranties, trials, returns, and guarantees. So explain them that you can reduce the risk. You might be thinking that you are investing so much. So I'll give you warranty. I'll give you some return gift. I'll give you the interior as free. Some part of the kitchen, I'll make it free. Whatever it is, no, like that. Some guarantees you have to do so that no, you can reduce the risk. And then you have to leverage social proof. How? By giving reviews, case studies, and ratings. Yeah. Say the venture is a five-star venture. Definitely you will approach that, right? So and you have to leverage that we are good, our venture is good, you can buy a home here. Yes, you're dealing with extensive problem solving, we here we are, we will help you. As such, the social, you have to catch up the social media to give reviews and all these things. Okay, then consultative selling and transparent pricing. Yeah, you should be very careful that the pricing you are putting is very transparent, you are not making much profits, and it is very transparent. That means it should be a consultative selling. Yeah, it should not be a dominating one. It should be no, consultative. Both. He has FAQs, you're answering them. He has another FAQ, you're answering them. He has seen the reviews, he asks how this is possible. All these things are very consultative way you have to deal. So such marketing implications would be there if consumers are with EPS. Okay. Now, as I told you, examples: house, real estate, financial investments, no, SIPs nowadays, and then premium electronics, automobiles. Yeah, all these things, they do lot of extensive research. Yeah, healthcare procedures, especially if they are going for an stent or an bypass surgery and all. The doctor says they'll see that also. What are the, who are the service providers doing this, how much they are charging, what stent they are keeping, and all these things. And they'll see the insurance plans also. Yeah, from where they can reimburse the amount. Yes, and then B2B software and platform decisions. So these are some of the examples. Yeah, and the result would be it always demands rich information, strong risk mitigation to help consumers from confident choice uh, so that consumers they can form very confident choice, and they can reduce the struggle which is going in their mind, whether I have to go for this or not, no, cognitive dissonance and all. Then we have a limited problem solving, which occurs when consumers are very familiar with this category, but they lack what a strong brand preference. Now here, risk and involvement are not as much as in EPS, but it is there, but it is moderate. They seek selective information to fine tune criteria and compare a few brands. Okay, that is evoked, they said, no, they have seen advertisement, no, they get attracted to it. They try to get the information and then evaluate. Okay. Now, when this happens, yeah, when the consumers are no in the limited problem solving state, we can say, state of mind. Say it is when they know about the product, then they evaluate, and they can understand it, and but they are not fixed that they will buy. Okay, they are not fixed, but some confusion is there. Then moderate price, importance, and perceived risk. So when they see that there is a moderate price for it and the performance is also there and there is a little risk also, they will be doing some LPS. Time and effort constraints, availability, and offers influence choice. Yeah, so time, effort constraints would be there, availability, and others influence the choice. Next, how the consumer would be behaving is he'll be having some no brands, 2 to 5 brands, a very limited one, and they will be trying to evaluate and get the information of those brands. And he seeks selective information, so quick reviews, friends, and some in-store cues. In-store, when he enters into some, he'll see what is driving him towards that product. Okay, then uses heuristics for, that is no price and value, and he'll compare the no brand credibility and all. No, if he wears a watch and all, it will be valued in the society or not. As such, his behavior would be. Okay. Next, what are the marketing implications? See, differentiate on the few decisive attributes that matter. So, because he has in his hand 2 to 5 brands only, isn't it? So, what he will be doing, he will be differentiating it. He will be comparing the things, the features, the colors, the price, the variety, the quality, and all these things. Okay. What matters him, because he comes with some idea, some perceived idea, right? Because he is familiar with that product, with that category. Yes. And he tries to compare it and then form some, no, some idea about that, what he's going to. So he'll concise his specs and then credible reviews also he will see. And then what you have to do to make them convince that your product is good. What the marketer has to do, use promotions, bundles, and strong in-store digital visibility. So digital visibility to see this is my product. It's coming up with this offer. It's coming with this package. It is now been branded like this. I mean, the color has changed. Yeah, like that. The examples are, see, automobile within a known segment or brand set. Yeah. Then mid-range appliances, smartphones within familiar OS operating systems. Then broadband, insurance plans, upgrades, reputable, reputable wearables. All these things. There would be limited problem solving. Routine problem solving. So requires low involvement, habitual decisions for low price, low risk, frequently purchased items, often a quick default brand choice. Okay. See here, frequent and repeat purchases with familiar brands. So when it is happening is when they make repeated purchases, like durables, consumable, fast moving goods, consumer goods, all this thing. Low price and low risk is there, and time pressure is less, and they have convenience time to make the choice. Okay. Now, consumer behavior would be minimal information search and evaluation, because they are making repeated choices, means they knew about that product very well. So they do lot of purchases, okay, repeated purchases. Habitual go-to brand, inertia versus true loyalty. Okay, so yeah, it becomes an habit. Yeah, once they wanted that one particular toothpaste, they say this brand, X brand. Yeah, brand, get it. They have changes, they made some changes and all. You'll say yes, buy that. Yeah. And availability of price tags also, and shelf position and reminders. It changes the behavior of consumer. Now, what marketing implications would be is, what they have to do, a marketer has to do is maximize availability, yes, bring in more products into the market and make the visibility. No distribution shelves should be no properly decorated and placed so that it would be eye catchy. Yeah. Uh, and see that he makes it visible, right? And then use reminders always. See, usually even I get, when I've gone and shop in a particular shop, then they call me again, madam, Sankranti offers have come and buy. There are so many discounts, so many varieties. Some designs have come and all. So this is the reminders, yeah, to make me habitual to buy that. Okay, making me a routine problem solver for that, making a decision very quickly. Yeah, to disrupt offer silent, low effort benefits, like samples, sometimes giving them samples or price deals, discounts and 1+1 offer, or whatever they feel, right? And standout packaging, different packaging. If you know this packing, the dry foods also is so beautiful you pack and give, that also affects the consumer. Okay. And now examples like soda and chips, that is beverages and snacks, salt, detergent and paper goods, that is household staples. Then you soap, toothpaste, these are all personal care basics. They become a routine one, right? So these are the comparisons. We'll just have a quick look about this. These are all self-explanatory. I have put it in three columns. EPS, extensive problem solving, LPS, limited, R is routine. Okay. Now, the dimensions on which have differentiated this familiarity with the product is very low in EPS but very high in uh, RPS, but medium in LPS. The information search would be extensive in EPS, moderate in LPS, and minimal in RPS. Brands considered, there are many in EPS, very few, and that is also known. They have a set of attributes in their mind, so they will be searching only few. And here, sometimes one or by default, they never look into also. Here, perceived risk is very high in EPS, low in RPS, and moderate and medium in LPS. Decision time takes very long in EPS, very short in RPS, whereas moderate in LPS. Marketing levels, what you have to do, you have to educate them, assurance, demonstrations, and review. In LPS, differentiate them, comparison them, and then promote it. RPS visual must be very clear, eye-catchy, convenience, price low, and make them loyal. Okay, so these are the differentiations. Those are the key takeaways of CDM, that is consumer decision making. Yeah. So, in one word, in one sentence, we can say that you have to align your marketing mix and experience to the consumer stage and involvement to drive satisfaction, loyalty, and growth. So, you have to see whether they are in extensive problem solving stage or limited problem solving stage or routine problem solving stage, that you have to study, and then you have to involve yourself so that they will be satisfied with the product, they become brand loyals, and they try to grow your industry. Okay, so this is a takeaway of consumer decision making. If you have any doubts, you can ask me here, then we'll move to another one. I'll be sharing you another one. Application window, share. Okay, so we will do the same thing. Yeah. Now, next point of our interest in knowing consumer behavior is understanding their social influences and cultural influences. Okay. Now, these are the things we will see: social factors, social class, cultural factors. Okay. See, a consumer is a part of society. So you or me, we are all living in a society, even organizations, the companies which are run by people, they are part and parcel of society. So this is the fact. And he may be a member of many groups in a society. So remember that one person, he plays a different role. He may be a member of a religious group or a cultural group or a film society or a Rotary Club or a Lions Club, whatever. So he'll be a member in many groups. His buying behavior is definitely influenced by these groups. So primary groups of family, friends, and close associates. They will be exerting a lot of influence on his buying. So, immediate group to him is family, friends, and close associates. Okay, a consumer may be a member of an elite club where his dress norms are different. As a member of an elite organization, his dress requirements may be different. Thus, he has to buy things that conform to his lifestyle in different groups. So, if he's in a light group, he has to go for meetings, so very formally have to behave, formally have to be. So then his suits, his blazer would be different, which it uh, should suit to his lifestyle. Okay, so the study of sociological influences on consumer, it will give us, it will enlighten us, it will provide us the necessary insights, especially whom to the marketing more students and marketers for designing and delivering products acceptable by primary and secondary groups. So remember that you are supposed to make a strategy by which you can deliver and design your product which will be accepted especially by primary groups, that is who Yeah. So his primary group would be no who, family, friends, and close associates. And the secondary group, religious groups or cultural groups, all those things. In addition, culture determines the strong influence of value systems inherited from generations to generations. So even not only his immediate group or family and all, but also his culture, which is attained right from his four grandfathers, and also generations to generations. His culture develops. Okay, this in turn affects the lifestyle and consumption behavior of consumers. So here what we have to understand that yes, sociological influences would be there and cultural influences would be there, which definitely affect his lifestyle and even his behavior. Okay, now what are the social factors? Yeah, the social factors are the factors that are prevalent in the society where a consumer lives in. So Indian society, we say Telangana society, we will say, right? So where he lives, that factors matter. The society is composed of several individuals that have different preferences and behaviors. See, different people, different style of eating, dressing, talking, yeah, dressing up, hairstyle different, food habits are different, all these things. These varied behaviors influence the personal preferences of the other set of individuals as they tend to perform those activities which are acceptable in society. So, definitely, no, the behaviors, different types of behaviors in a particular society will definitely influence the personal preferences of the people because no, that set of rules and regulations they are supposed to accept it. Okay, these social factors influencing consumer buying decision, again we can classify into reference group, immediate family members, relatives, and role and status in society. So, social class, culture, and subculture. These are all different factors, you can say, which have a influence on consumer buying decision. We'll look into the first one, family. We all know what a family is. It's a social group, you can say blood relation, same blood, you can say. Yeah, it is also an earning, consuming, and decision making unit. So, as a marketer, when you just call what a family is, you should understand that it's not just a group of people who have a blood relation living under one roof. No, they are uh, or you can say it's a unit wherein people earn money, income would be there, yes, and they have to use some products, some services they have to take, and they make decisions to buy these products and services. So therefore, remember that family is not just a social group, but it is an earning unit, it is a consumption unit, it is a decision making unit. Okay, three things you have to remember. One is income unit, that is earning unit, consuming unit, and decision making unit. The family members play a crucial role in designing one's preference and behavior. So, definitely, family members would be influencing. See, you might have sometimes seen a girl in the family starts imitating her mother, imitating her father sometimes. Yes, so they do it. So lot of things are involved. Yeah. So it offers an environment where the individuals evolves, develops personality, and acquires value. So when I said a family is a social group where he is born, where he grows, so automatically he would be evolving his personality, evolving his values, and evaluating his education, his lifestyle, his preferences, and also in that unit only he starts growing. So, as a child, he develops his buying behavior there and preferences by watching whom his parents buying, his grandparents buying, yeah, and tends to buy the same products or services even when he grows old. So sometimes he will not break the chain; he will be buying what his parents has bought. So that continues because he has evolved in that particular unit, social unit, that is family. The family can influence the buying behavior of an individual in these two ways. One is no influences the personality, attitude, beliefs, and characteristics of the individual. In other way, it influences the decision making. So personality, attitude, beliefs, and characteristics of the individual. And the second one is decision making of an individual with respect to purchase of certain goods and services. Now, it is believed that no, he passes through two families. One is the family of orientation and family of procreation. In the former type, that is in family of orientation, it is a family wherein an individual has taken birth and the parents have a strong influence on his behavior. So everything, no, he takes up the personality, the attitude, the belief, the characteristics from a family. We call it as a family of orientation. Okay. Whereas a family of procreation is, it is a family. बात करो. Uh, it's a family created by an individual. Now he creates his own no, family when it is uh, possible when he marries or when she marries. Okay, then with his spouse and children he is creating another family. We call it as a family of procreation. Okay, and as such, the preferences tend to change with the influence of the spouse. So, when a new member is being added by marriage, definitely, the preferences, attitudes, some way they would be affecting. Now he starts asking, his wife whether we buy this product. Since years we are buying it. If she says okay, they go with that. If no, some modifications would be done and some decision making would be done. Okay, so this is the family of procreation, family of orientation, family of procreation. Now, all these purchases are influenced by family members. So, what family is a very closely knit unit, and the bonds in the family are more powerful than in other groups. Okay, like churches or temples or religious group, you can say it differs. Now, a reciprocal influence operates in all family decisions. Every member has his own motives, has his own beliefs, has his own predisposition to the decision making process. So, every member is influenced and influences the other family members. There is a reciprocal influence exerted in the family decision process by other family members. So it's become very important for a marketer to sort out all family influences and then formulate a marketing strategy to make his marketing more effective. He is supposed to know about what would be the major, no, he has to generalize the Indian family, then Telangana family, then in that no Muslim family, Christian family, Sikh family, and all. So majorly, how they would be, how their attitudes would be, how their beliefs would be, how the characteristics would be. Now, when you are no looking for the Indian family, that all comes into how they behave, how they attribute, all these things again. So it's just when we are broadening the meaning of family. Yes, he has to know these things to make his marketing strategy more effective. Now we have another one who would be influencing decisions of consumers. We call it as reference group. Now these are the groups that serve as a frame of reference for individuals in their purchase decisions. This basic concept provides a valuable perspective for understanding the impact of other people or an individual's consumption, beliefs, attitudes, and behavior. It also provides some insights into methods that groups can be used to effect desired changes in consumer behavior. Now, in this, we have again normative reference group, comparative reference group, and indirect reference group. See, reference groups, we can call them as primary groups also, which consist of individuals who always interact to these people on a regular basis, like friends, peer, neighbors, and also often they speak, they come under this reference group. Then, relatives, neighbors, co-workers, they are all reference groups. So when we talk about normative reference group, they influence the general behavior or general values. We call it as normative reference book. For example, group. For example, a child's Normative, no, is a immediate. He, if he wants to buy anything, his immediate whom he would ask is his mother or father. So immediate would be family, which is likely to play a very important role in molding the child's behavior, attitude, and all. So we call it as normative by name. Okay, reference group. Then comparative reference group. These may be no neighboring people or co-workers and all. They serve as a benchmark for specially for specific or narrowly defined attributes of behavior. It may be neighbors, families whose lifestyles appear to be admirable and worthy. They try to imitate. They make them role models, and they say they imitate it. That is compare. They compare it and then imitate. That is comparative reference group. Next is indirect reference group, uh, like no movie stars, or sometimes sports heroes, or sometimes political leaders also, or sometimes TV personalities, or sometimes in your nearby only some comes very well dressed and all, very interesting people. You feel like you try to uh, no imitate them, you try to copy them. Yes, so these we call it indirectly. They are not directly influencing you, but indirectly, so hence indirect reference group. Now broadening the reference group concept, we can say that, like many other concepts borrowed from the behavioral sciences, the meaning of reference groups also has changed over the years. In different reference groups, they consist of those individuals or groups with whom a person does not have direct face-to-face contact. So, as I told you, no role models, heroes and heroines of movie and all, they don't have a face-to-face contact, but they will definitely influence the buying behavior of you. Yeah. Apart from those references, group normative and all, we have another one which is classified based on person's membership or the degree of involvement. They are positive, they have a positive or a negative influence. So these are a contactual group, an aspiration group, and disclaimant group, or an avoidance group. Okay, a contactual group is a group in which a person holds membership or has a regular face-to-face contact, and whose values, attitudes, and standards he or she approves. See, a contactual. See, being a commerce and a management, we have an association like no Indian Commerce Association. It's a contact. We are supposed to contact them. So we'll take a membership of that association, and we have a contact face to face in events, in members, in meetings, and all these things. Okay, it's a contactual group. We'll be contacting for any recent trends in commerce or management and all, right? Next is an inspiration group. Sorry, aspiration group is one which a person does not hold membership and does not have a face-to-face contact but wants to be a member. They don't have a membership, they don't have a face-to-face contact, but they want to be a member of it. That's an aspiration. Then we have a disclaimant group, is a group in which a person holds membership or has a face-to-face contact but disapproves of the group's values, attitudes, and behavior. So it doesn't like the group's values, or so he'll be like an isolated, though he has a member and a face-to-face contact. He'll be an isolated in that particular group. Next, we have an avoidance group. We call this group who doesn't have a membership and who doesn't have a face-to-face contact. And what he does, he always disapproves the group's values, attitudes, and behavior. Now, what are the factors affecting this reference group influences? Uh, Information and experience, credibility, attractiveness, and power of the reference group, and consciousness of the product. See, information and experience, an individual who has first hand experience with the product or service or can easily obtain full information about it is likely to be influenced by the advice or examples of others. So this he collects the information and just asks somebody, and he will be influenced by his brother or his sister or a friend and all. Now, a reference group that is perceived as credible, attractive, or powerful, they can induce consumer attitude and behavior changes. Okay, so that's the reason. No, if you might have seen during this movie that dance and all. No, everybody started making reels and all, and marketers also using that a way to market their products. Yes, catching up. Yeah. Then conspicuousness of the product would influence this group varies according to how visually or verbally conspicuous a product is to them. They will be very careful when projecting that product to these type of references groups. Yeah. Informational influence, normative influence, that is utilitarian influence, and value expressive influence. This This occurs when the reference group is used as a knowledgeable source in different parts of the consumer's decision making process. So whenever consumer decision making process, no, gathering the data, evaluating, analyzing, and in whatever way, when you are providing them whole in no knowledge about where you can influence and all, that becomes an informational influence. Normative influence is one which creates a level of values and norms of an individual in the process of purchasing brands and products. And value expressive influence, this is used to confirm consumers' attitude, norms, and actual behavior. Okay. Now, what are the benefits to marketers when they know about this reference group? Yeah, increased brand awareness. See, these references groups, friends, relatives, heroes, TV stars, personality, these are all reference group, isn't it? Now they provide the advertiser with the opportunity to gain and retain the attention of prospective consumers. So he has seen that this is a prospective consumer and these are the reference groups. So give them such advertisements that they get induced to buy that product. Okay. And here perceived risk would be reduced. That is another benefit of uh, marketers in knowing references group. See, the use of one or more reference groups appeals may also serve to lower the consumer's perceived risk in purchasing a specific product. Okay. So these are the things. Now, when it comes to social class, we have talked about the unit, no social unit, that is family and references groups and all. Social class also has a significant impact on consumer behavior, which starts right from childhood. Okay, during the childhood, social classes refers to a grouping of people who are similar in their behavior based upon their economic position in the marketplace. See, usually yeah, based on the no economic position, the income they have, the education level they have, they based on that they make a one class, social class. Okay, their behavior is formed right from the childhood. The lifestyles and major consumption patterns of different social classes. No, here we have divided like upper class, lower upper class, upper middle class, lower middle class, upper lower class, lower class. So in these different categories, their consumption level would be different. So a marketer should definitely know to which class his products are being made and how to catch up those social class and make them as their consumers. Okay, they have to make a strategy like that. Upper class, they live on an inherited wealth, very inherited. No? They are born of silver spoon, we say that no, they are upper class, and they maintain more than one home. They have many homes too. Lower upper class, the persons who have earned high income and rich, they're also rich through exceptional ability in their profession or business. So they, if he's a doctor, out of expertise in medicine and all, he has become a rich. We call them as lower upper class. Okay. Upper middle class, these are concerned primarily with their career. So career oriented people, their growth, their ladder and all, they'll be thinking and growing. We call it as upper middle class. Then we have a lower middle class. These represents the common man and aspires for respectability. So this common man, we call it as lower middle class, and they always no very confident, like they should be respected in the society. Then upper lower class, these are the working class. Though the living standard is just above the poverty line, they think about respect and all respectability they want to maintain. They aspire for that also. Lower class, visibly very poor, below the party line, poverty stricken, and usually they do not have work. Out of work they would be. So these are the different social classes. Now, what the marketers have to do, how they have to make a marketing strategy, especially for these different six categories of social class people, or one particular class of group of social class. Yeah. The marketers are interested in supplying the right products to the right consumers, right customers, target segmented at the right price at the right time with the right promotion. Yeah, that is all right, Shubhit. No? Consumer would definitely look for the price, so make it right. They would be looking that availability should be there, so right time should be chosen, and no right promotion, that your quality is good, that you have to, that you are giving. Yeah, you have to pose that. Your marketing strategy should be like that, focusing on P, T, and again P, that is price, time, and promotion. So social metrics, a lot is done with this to measure and to assess the various aspects of group members and how they are interacting. So metrics will be their friend, how many is catching up, yeah, how is influencing. This matrices would be done, and they map up all the interactions of them, and they assess the factors such as preferences and attitudes, and how they are related to group participation and all these things. Okay, so this is what self-assessment for you. So do it, explain the process of designing a marketing strategy using social stratification. Okay. And if you have any doubts, you can ask. And thank you for your patience listening.